Note that Rob Lane is going to be late this evening, so we're not going to elevate anybody because he's going to join for part of the meeting. First item on the agenda is 256 Broadway, continuation AHRB review of proposed amendment of approved plans for changes to exterior and facade. Now, we approved everything but the actual siding material at the last meeting. Do you have a proposal for a new siding solution?
Yes.
Okay.
So I believe there were 3 questions with the siding last time. There was the color and the trim.
Could you just say your name?
Oh, sorry, Benji Silverman, 256 Broadway, Dobson. So there was the color, the trim around the windows, and the actual material. So we did some more research. Really, between the vinyl 4-inch and the hardy board, there's not too many options. The one other option was what's called board and batten, where it's a different, it stands up differently. I have pictures here if anyone wants to see a sample. I do have these big samples in the car, which I don't want to bring in. It's a little embarrassing, schlepping big, long, but I could bring them in. So what I would like to know is if we can compromise with something like the board and batten and do the ones we're given on the color and even the trim around the windows, and go with the less expensive siding, the board and the batten, or the 4-inch vinyl. There's one other advantage that, for us at least, is the hardy board needs a lot of maintenance, and we have a lot more than the vinyl's lifetime. You leave it alone and it stays. The hardy board needs painting and you need to take care of it. And I do thank God we're very blessed. We have a lot in our life, in the community that we run, we take care of, and our family. We're not very good at maintenance, and the less maintenance there is, the better. So we want it to look good in 10 years, not just today. So that's my sales pitch for today.
Okay, the board and batten is actually kind of correct me if I'm wrong, a traditional barn solution, right, for siding.
Right.
Would be a pre-finished product, or you would paint it?
Pre-finished.
Okay, interesting. And what is the material? I mean,
It's also vinyl,
it's also vinyl.
what I understand. Yeah.
We want to see a sample.
Yeah, I guess
I can bring it in.
Um,
Do you need help?
No, it's not heavy. It's just long. I can bring, it's like an 8-foot piece. I can schlep it in.
8 feet.
Oh, okay. So I could bring it in?
I think you better, yeah,
Okay.
because I don't think we know what we're looking at.
I need 60 seconds. It's right. I'm parking
Okay.
in the parking lot. Okay.
Go ahead. We'll talk about it while you're getting that.
The hardy board does not need maintenance. We have our whole house is hardy board, and it's been 8 years, it looks brand new.
Oh, that's
I mean, that was what I thought too.
Yeah,
but,
brand new.
It is a fairly expensive solution.
Buy it.
so, Yeah.
Yeah, to purchase them. But it doesn't deteriorate.
I just Googled it.
I have no idea.
There's some
You know, I'm
maintenance.
lucky I got it the first.
Board siding.
Come by my house.
Washing, caulking, you can't
Yeah,
paint
there
it
you
every
go.
10 to
Good
15
memory.
years.
It's not.
All lowercase.
No, but it's reduced.
Yeah,
Amount of maintenance. Quite a bit from wood, obviously.
but the thing is I don't know if it's our position, but you're using
Pressure washing.
vinyl materials, it's like the inferior.
I know. It's busy for me
I
too.
mean,
Too much
Is
going
that
on.
what we want to see?
I guess it's in the eye.
This
I
one
don't
too.
know. Vinyl. That's subjective. Like, on my part.
Well, are we going to have the same issues? I mean, one of the issues that came up with the vinyl is, the corners, all this sort of trim
It was
issues.
the trim.
Now we're going to have the same issues with
Well,
the
you have it.
board and batten.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to seeing it wood. I mean, like I said, it's very traditional for barn exteriors. And you do see it on some other structures.
Yeah, those size buildings is common on that. Garages and so on.
So pretty much.
Okay.
Wow.
Kind of stands up like this.
Mhm.
That's the idea. Want to see some pictures?
Exactly what I'm-
It's just a printout from the internet. I'll pass it around. Thank you.
So what goes on the corners? Is it the same type of thing as the vinyl siding that goes horizontally?
Just an engineer.
You can do trimming, the hardboard trimming around the windows.
Mhm.
Together with this, that was kind of difficult.
So it'd be a similar with the white trim,
Correct.
similar to.
Right.
I mean, it looks here like there's a corner board.
Right.
It's three of the same. Oh. Remind me, the trim material was going to be
Hardy board.
hardy board? Okay.
And this is the same vinyl material.
Just
Just,
assuming so. I don't know exactly the makeup of the material. I
I
don't
know.
know.
any comment on
It's
that?
composite.
It's composite, same.
Yeah.
Right.
You can just say proposed.
And we'd prefer obviously not even to do the trim with hardy board, but that's the kind of the compromise we're asking for.
I think you mean AZAC. You probably do the trim in the
Oh, okay.
AZAC.
Sorry, excuse me.
That's probably what it would be.
What's that made out of?
It's like a composite.
It's also vinyl? Because the, let me see. Right, let me just double check. 1 second. I'll tell you.
They use that a lot with the hardy plank also.
Although I have to say the board integrates a little better than
Yeah.
the clapboard because, you know, it looks like a batten, you know,
Mhm.
a little bit there on the corner, even though it wraps around.
You want him to bring the sample up to the dais? So
Yeah, could you actually just walk it up here and give us a closer look?
We can all look at it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hand it over.
You just lay it down on them. Yeah, there you go.
It's light, yeah.
Pass it down.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's better than the the vinyl clapboard.
This is like a giant sub sandwich.
Like it's more dense.
Yeah, this is definitely a little more,
So, like, it doesn't look.
yeah, flimsy.
Yeah, I mean, I think from 5 or 6 feet away, it's less, you know, it's harder to tell that it's artificial, you know,
Yeah.
artificial product.
And the insulation goes behind it.
It'll be, make it more sturdier, yeah. And you would propose that color, or you were proposing?
This was the original color.
Okay.
Then you asked to do the same color as the house. But if you can do that closer, it's not, we didn't have to sample same color as the house,
like
but it is the same color as the house. If that's what you prefer.
I kind of like that color. It's not as,
Personally, I do too, to be honest with
it's
you.
not as bad as the other one was kind of more,
Mhm.
I don't know.
It's still for a barn, it looks well. I don't mismatch the house. but we're not
Because if
looking-
if it's more of the grayish color, then there's no contrast in the.
I mean, that's the front, right? So that's, yeah, there wouldn't be a lot of contrast between that and the trim. This year.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. All right, interesting. Do we have anyone who'd like to speak to this application?
Hi, my name's Alfred Larson. I'm the owner of 27 Cochrane Avenue, immediately next door and facing on the back of this structure. And I'm pretty familiar with building trades. That was my business over a lifetime. Hardy plank is a very different material in look and feel, and it holds up incredibly well in terms of maintenance, better than just about everything. it's almost doesn't need painting. People occasionally pressure wash in the same way that they pressure wash vinyl from time to time. That's the maintenance. Literally should not need painting. It's also the idea that this is a barn is, to me, an odd way of looking at this, that this is a cute barn over here, you know, next to the house. Whereas, in fact, it's a little house. And to my mind, reads much better as a little house with horizontal plank siding, as a well-made cottage. And I think that's really all I can think of to say about it. This is still vinyl. Now that it's vertical, it looks even more like a little barn, which to us is not something we like to, you know, it's not our business, but we sure don't want to be looking at that from our property. And we are hard up against it. And we do get the 4-foot view of this material, which vinyl looks like vinyl. And hardy plank, when it's trimmed out and everything, and AZAC makes sense, hardy plank or whatever material is used for the field is, AZAC is the most durable, impervious, non-shrinking, you know, it probably will be the trim. I guess, yeah, that's really, I don't know how else to put it. You know, it's just a quality of the structure, the overall quality and feel of it is going to be so much more improved by using the plank product. And the square footage we're talking about is, call it de minimis in terms of how much area there actually is to cover once you subtract out the windows and everything else. So that the material cost, you know, I heard a number bandied around last time of $20,000. That makes no sense to me. I have no idea how a number like that could come up. You could do the, you know, the house in mahogany, you know, well, probably not, but anyway, that it seems like there's something iffy about those numbers. It shouldn't be that much of a difference, you know. I would look into that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
thank you.
that's it. Thanks very much for listening. Yeah.
The house would be like.
Sure.
Okay, I get it.
I'm Kathy Cullen. I'm co-owner of 27 Cochrane Avenue. So I think last time we decided, or you decided that a color to match the house would be more appropriate. And I just want to remind you that this is a huge kind of, you know, presence in our house from our kitchen, from a lot of views in our house. And having something that's lighter, that reflects the light, would be much more desirable to us. And something that matches the house, their house, is seems to me, you know, better for the neighborhood. This kind of red kind of sticks out as you know, something different. So I just want to get the color.
And just remind me, the house is like blue,
No,
It's like a gray.
gray?
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rob, can we bring you up to speed?
I don't, well,
You
yeah,
just started.
you can. I was gonna say, I don't know if should I be allowed to vote if I haven't heard the whole presentation? I don't know, like, what's the protocol?
Well, I think
Coming in
we'd-
halfway.
I think we'd
into a
appreciate
thing.
your input.
We're
So-
still discussing, so you're okay, we'll bring you in.
Okay, I mean,
I mean, they're proposing
The
a
board and batten.
board and batten, a vinyl board and batten solution. Which, you know, my take is that it's better than the clapboard. I don't think it's as nice as the hardy board.
Would have Anzac trim.
but I think,
Alan,
Huh?
yeah, can give him my copy.
And the trim is all in, the trim is in AZAC?
Yes.
And I don't know. I don't know what this product looks like.
Well, it's right there. Can
It's
you-
right there.
No, but I mean on a building,
I see.
like I'd like to see, is this from is there a building that we can actually, including the neighbors, go see and so that we can see what it looks like? It's very hard to kind of, I think, for me, to sort of take that and try to visualize how it's gonna look on the side of a building. I don't know.
All right, members of the board, any other questions or comments? So where are we, how do we feel about this? I personally think that matching the existing building makes sense to me.
Okay.
I would prefer hardy board or Anzac. I mean, just because it's, you know, what's gonna happen to vinyl. It's like gonna get a little bumpy and
Yeah, I'm
wavy.
skeptical that it's gonna really
You
hold
need
up.
a nice structural straight line is it's better, but you know, what do you guys think?
I to interrupt.
Sure.
So the color was already approved with the hardy. So we're approved for the color. The question is to switch to the vinyl. We were approved originally with a certain color, a certain material.
Mhm.
So I don't think there's much of a debate about what color should be this hardy board. It's a question if you're switching to vinyl, to get that approval, what color should be. Am I correct on that?
I guess, but the color doesn't
No.
typically affect the price, right? So,
Yeah, like it wouldn't matter.
But that's more of, you know, if everybody approved, and our architect feels strongly that's a nicer color, valid opinion, then we would like to stick with that color if we're doing a hardy board. That's the whole question was, we're willing to compromise on the color, that's not as important, and the trim, but we're looking to save money on the side. I do have the estimates, so there's certain things we can debate opinion, there's certain facts, I have the estimates, I can pull them up for you, the difference in pricing, it is a vast difference. The hardy board is over $20,000, and the 4-inch vinyl we want to start with is $6,000, it's a very big difference. This one's already more expensive, it's around, well, it's like 12 or 13,000, 11,000 plus the hardy board, or the things like trim, will add it to 15, 14, 15, we're not saving as much, at least some savings. I don't think there's much of a debate about that. Also about the painting, hardy board does usually be painting after 10, 15 years. I looked this up with some research on it. Maybe if you take care of it really well, it doesn't, but officially its lifespan is 10 to 15 years for painting.
Peter has a hardy board house.
Have you ever painted it?
No,
Should we take a look? I'm sure the future. But,
anyone's welcome to take a look.
Perfect.
You can just Google it, you'll see the hardy board typically should be painted every 10, 15 years. That's the general lifespan.
But it's unlikely that a vinyl product would look better over
No, no,
time, right? Right.
better written, sure. If you don't paint your hardy board, then. you know.
Well, but that's, right, getting into the world of like whether the owner is gonna take care of one product differently than another is completely out of bounds for this discussion, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I know I'm trying to figure out how to proceed here.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, please, go ahead.
There's an implication that there was a negotiation color-wise and material-wise, and that by going to a different material, that opened up the different color. But I understood that to be two separate things, and the board was looking at it that way. Even though there was an approval given, fine, there was an approval given. Nothing to do there. I didn't presume to try and tell a homeowner what color to paint their house. All I did was mention that we would appreciate it if it, was, matching the other house.
Yeah, I don't think,
Not trying to look like a barn.
I don't think the
you know.
color is really the issue here at the end of the day.
Well, it seems
And
to
I
be
think-
turned into a negotiation.
No, but I
No,
guess
no,
not,
yeah.
no, they're not negotiating it. But I think that the problem I have with it is that I'm not sure that over time, the same color ages and looks the same on one material from another.
I know.
So that's why,
It won't hold
the issue is the material. It's not
Yeah.
It's not the color, and I don't think the color is going to be the price issue in the end, once we get past the material issue.
Right.
So,
Fred, since you were in construction, can you find them a better deal on hardy board?
I'm long retired, but, you know, we're talking about not a $20,000 difference, then clearly it's a difference between 6, 13, and 20.
also, do we know what?
I also know that in this particular, in one of the, maybe this application, one of the things that was asked for was an additional bathroom in the house. So there's money there, you know, it's just being chosen where to spend it. And in addition to that, we're talking about, I gotta believe this is a $400,000 project
That's
going on
hard
here.
to.
I don't think-
When you look at that as a percentage of the whole, if we're talking about $13,000 more for the entire exterior finish of the house to read well for years to come, you
Yeah,
know,
I have
the
to be honest.
entire town has to live with it.
Yeah, but I think we're like,
That's
I
where
don't know,
I'm.
we're getting kind of off. You know,
Thank you.
What is the
No.
material on your
No,
house?
But the thing is, we're talking about small percentages, and I have to say, when I was on the board, you know,
but
those.
we didn't, but unless we're,
Sorry?
You're choosing where to spend money.
I just
No,
want to make
sorry, I
sure
didn't hear
that
what
the
your response was.
AHRB is, again, it's about excessive similarity and excessive dissimilarity. So I think that just really, I'm just gonna, you know, Lori Lee, you can
Yes.
recommend, but like, I would look at that from that perspective in terms of the architecture.
I didn't hear what the exterior of the house is finished in. Oh, asbestos shingles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know those. Do well. Hmm,
Well, the reason why I asked is because I don't know if even if we did have a siding or whatever, would it even look consistent with the house?
right, good question.
Because they're two different materials,
Right, right.
right?
Well, they're not that close to each other.
Yeah, they're good.
Right.
So I don't think that's a huge issue.
Physically close.
Physical
Right.
place, yes.
Which gives some leeway to being able to change the material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to say, this product still looks like vinyl to me,
Mhm.
and, you know, after thinking about it for a while, I'm a bit uncomfortable, approving a vinyl product in this situation.
I agree with you. I'm sorry to disappoint, but
I think we need to see that hardy board.
yeah.
Thank you for coming back with an alternative, though. I appreciate you working with us, and, I'm sorry
So, no, I do have one question, which is, because I was, is it possible that doing board and batten in hardy board is any different price wise?
possible, yeah.
Because I actually, I'm with you, Alan, I sort of like, I kind of like the board and batten kind of look.
Right.
So I just think it would be worth finding out. I don't really know, but it may be less expensive to do the board and batten thing in hardy board than doing all of the clapboard. So maybe it's worth asking and see if that saves a little. Yeah.
But I don't have to come in. So if they're doing hardy board, then let's just go and do it.
Okay.
Because I need the house hasn't been wrapped yet, because they're waiting for us.
Mhm. Oh, wow.
Decision.
Mhm.
So.
At some point, it's better just to move ahead. Understood.
So
We're gonna go with the original approval.
so you should, should have put their name.
They have to talk.
It's-
But that, you guys can't speak.
Guys.
You can take this outside if you want, but
Really,
you can't talk to each other. in-
So if you'd like to deny this, as AHRB, you should definitely, because what you're doing is denying this, revision. So it's going to revert back to your original approvals, which was hardy board, horizontal red.
Okay, do we need a resolution for that, or do we just vote?
No, because that what was approved. right?
Yeah. Yes, but we also, it's important to point out for the record that you did make the changes to remove that HVAC outflow and all of the other things you would
That
request.
happened in the last
Yeah.
meeting and
Now
the
it's all-
resolution from last.
You know,
month.
it's changed a lot.
The submission is different. As requested, he removed the offending pieces that were pointed out by the neighbors. So now those are removed from the plan. And it was really just a siding issue, so.
Okay.
Yes, but the fact that it's changed from horizontal to vertical, is that something we have to worry about?
What hasn't?
It hasn't. You're-
Unless they come back with
Unless they
that.
come
Unless they
back.
say it's cheaper.
Right.
Oh,
Turns
I
out
see.
it is cheaper to do vertical board and
Yes,
back.
we've gone
And
back
they
to
do
the
have to come
original
back.
collaborative
Gotcha, okay.
Party board
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay.
in the original color. So how do we proceed with this?
Well, the submission's been redated, so, but that will be taken into account when he comes in for his building permit. Does he?
He already has.
He already
that.
has
It's
a
just
building
the,
permit.
right.
Okay, then,
The plans are that we have the approved plans now.
With the original submission of.
Yeah, we've gone back to the original submission. So
Right.
do
So
we,
really, this submission would have to get denied tonight.
okay, so we
And
just
then it-
vote.
Or
And then it
you
doesn't change.
continue it to see what the price difference is for board and batten.
No, he's not doing
He-
that.
I
No.
don't,
Okay,
I don't
so
think that.
then you're gonna deny his request for change of signing.
Okay,
Right.
just a basic vote.
A basic vote would do it, but you know that the submission now, the vent was taken off, the HVAC, does that need?
That was last meeting. took
We
care of it.
approved that last
That
meeting.
was
So you're
already-
okay with
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So then, yeah, a simple vote to indicate that you're not amenable to the application.
Okay, I move that we deny the modifications to the original approval. Do we have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good luck with your project.
yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for your effort.
Yeah.
So it's red. Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, the next item on the agenda is 64 Ashford Avenue, AHRB review for proposed installation of signage. There are three variances that would be required for this sign to be approved. Actually, I'm not sure the lighting is the issue, but certainly the dimensions are.
The dimension.
Here are the three, if you'd like to see. Is there anything else, Dan, that you would like to bring up about what's necessary for this to go forward? So what can we do tonight? I guess we should get everybody's comments and,
You are happy with this, your comments on the sign and how you feel about the sign. And if it's positive, then we can move on. They can move on to the ZBA.
do we send a memo to the ZBA or?
Yeah.
We do.
Sure, a memo or something, just saying that you have a positive review.
Okay, so we're gonna look at the design of the sign and with the understanding that it doesn't conform to the size and requirements in the code. And then we'll let the ZBA know if we're on board with the design. Any comments from?
Well, I'll start.
Go ahead.
First of all, I think that given the facade of what's existing there, driving by, I think it's too large, number one. Number two, I would like to personally see it be more in proportion to maybe tie the left side and kind of a newer addition to the older side. If there was some way that proportionally that sign could bring that together, if. To balance it.
Exactly.
Can you repeat that again? Because I got lost in when you say like the proportion, because it's under like everything is under proportion and we just had to move it to the left side because of the existing door there. So I just want to make sure like I understand you what you want.
Yeah, it's just, it's very large. So nothing else on that building facade is that large.
Yeah, this is gonna be the main sign, and basically that's what we're proposing. We understand that it's large, but the whole name of the place is large by itself. That's why we try to even reduce it as much as we can and to put it 14
Well, you
inch
have, you
letters.
just put a new sign on the property that I saw recently. And it identifies on the corner, it's a, you know, it stands and it's a, not a
That's
very,
the freestanding, the freestanding
the
sign.
freestanding sign, and that
Yes,
was very
freestanding sign.
nice, and that identifies the building, so I don't understand why we would have to have something so large.
Well, it's just meet, there's no reason not to meet the code.
Mhm.
It's much larger than the code allows, so.
And that goes behind the tree, correct? You're not gonna get rid of the tree?
No, we're not gonna get rid of the tree, yeah.
So what about the style?
And the
of
size is
sign?
not, it's not about the whole length of the size. We're still like, cause the building, it's all the way to the next building. If you see like the garage doors. So the building is long. We're not like on, in like where we are missing is the logo, which is over the 18 inches allowed. And then a bit on the height of it, mainly than the length of it. We're still complying with the square footage that is allowed per code.
So what if the sign, what if the ZBA says the sign is too large and the size needs to be reduced? What about the style of the sign?
I think the lettering is fine. The style's okay, it's just big.
Other members of the board?
Yeah, I don't mind the sign at all. I think it's nice.
I would do a little bit with the letter spacing, just to.
I question why it has to be backlit.
The
when
kerning.
there's- When there's nothing else in that area, like at night, what would that look like? Because it's kind of, there's nothing else that I know of on that road that is like that. It doesn't kind of conform with the neighborhood.
Oh, you would like letters no lighted?
Well, Dan, let me ask you a question. So are the letters backlit or is there an overall,
No.
a light above there that's
No,
washing
It's
the?
a light in the letter.
Okay.
Mhm.
And does that
Well,
conform with
if the
village
whole
code?
box is lit.
Right, the box is lit. It's not a backlit.
The
sign.
letters are lit. It's not
Yeah.
like a box there. It's just gonna be separate letters. So
So
it's not
the-
gonna be a box. There's not
the-
gonna be a raceway.
The light does not spill out the sides or the bottom of the. box.
Just a bit, like I can show you,
Let's-
like,
Just out.
sample of,
Behind.
what they are. But if you don't want to backlit and you just want to just channel letters illuminated, that's fine.
I mean, I think it's a different look if you have a light above the letters that wash the letters as opposed to actually lit
Correct.
letters.
Well, it kind of makes it more
light it
subtle,
up.
you know, and it fits more in the neighborhood.
If there's a light above the letters.
Right,
Yeah,
rather
I think
than,
I think it's a classier look.
yeah, it definitely, and for that neighborhood,
Oh, I see. Gotcha, around the letters.
Yeah.
oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, so that's like the halo is just the outside. So if you guys only want to like illuminate it, that's fine. We can do it.
I mean, a light above that washes the letters as opposed to,
Right, having two
Actually lit
pendant,
That I would have to ask the client, because like the letters would be illuminated. The halo part, what I'm talking about is the shadow that it gives us.
So is that what you're saying you're proposing?
Yeah, it's kind of like this, like it's illuminated and then the background is like a bit illuminated as well. That's what it says, reverse halo.
yeah, I'm not loving that from a
Yeah, I
style
don't like that at
standpoint.
all. I'm
Because
sorry.
I like the light fixtures, if you want like light fixtures, I can ask the client if he would like something on top of.
well, no, it would, or do a traditional kind of having a
I mean, I'm kind
wall
of
pendant,
worried.
huh?
I'm kind of worried about the lighting.
A wall mounted thing that might light wash over. an
Yeah.
Otherwise unlit sign.
That's what I'm.
Yeah, that's
what
what I'm
thinking.
thinking.
More in keeping it.
It's more
seems like,
traditional
with
and
what-
with our neighborhood.
Yeah,
I believe that's what we asked Stop and Shop to do when they put their sign up by the street, because we thought that would be a more elegant solution.
yeah. Feels odd in a way. I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can
I
find
don't
what
think this
the idea
represents
that
what
he
it's gonna
sent
look
us.
like.
No, the rendering also doesn't show any.
Yeah, since you want to see a light, it's a bit, let me just see if I can find it, the one. The client had it like an idea of,
I'm so surprised it's even like an issue with everything. Or I guess.
Edwards Discount Funeral Home.
Yeah.
mm,
It's not-
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be lights that come out the back.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It just doesn't fit in.
Oh, here it says no connection. Because I do have like the idea that the client, if you just allow me some minutes, maybe you can continue with the next person and I just look at it because the client did actually make like an idea of how it will look at nighttime. And that
Mhm.
probably will help you see how it will look since the illumination is what matters right now. If you just give me a few minutes and then I just can look for it because there is like a picture that he sent us.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
There's no reason not to do that, is there?
No, not at all. It's gonna pause.
Just because you guys wanted to see more like how the lighting will be and I would
I
like.
think that would be
that's-
helpful.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, the next item on the agenda is 49 Clinton Avenue, the Master School, AHRB review for proposed exterior renovations of existing theater building as referred by the Board of Trustees.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, staff. Brett Schwartz from Zarin and Steinmetz, representing the Master School. Joined tonight by Dan Pierre, Director of Facilities at the school, the project architects from Cook Fox, and Andy Schneider, the CFO, I believe, is on Zoom. So we are here for the renovation of the existing theater. We were before the BOT last week on site plan waiver. Just like the Strayer Hall project last year, this was referred to your board for architectural review. And so we've prepared to show you, obviously, the exterior design. The precipitous for the renovation is largely to make the theater ADA compliant, make it large enough to fit the entire upper school student body, as well as just to overall modernize it, as you're about to hear. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, hi, everyone. My name is Bailey Topper. I work with Cook Fox Architects, the architect for the theater renovation. We're partnering with Masters School. And so we are presenting the exterior work that we're doing today. I'm gonna minimize this. So this is a view of the theater before we started demo. This was the theater that was built in 1972 that we are renovating. So we're reusing a lot of the steel structure, a lot of the interior concrete, but we are refacing it and bumping the exterior out about 10 feet so that we can expand the theater and have an accessible way into the theater and then also provide updated mechanical and services. So this is the proposed view. One thing that we really love about the Masters campus is all the existing historic buildings. Masters Hall was done by Ralph Adams Crams in the early 1900s. We also have the art studio here on page right that was done in the 1920s. And these are really beautiful buildings with really beautiful stonework. And we did not in any way want to compete with those two buildings. So the idea was that we are kind of nestling in a garden space in between to be the entry to the theater. It's very much intended to be a continuation of the beautiful landscape that already exists and not compete and not be a third building between these two buildings. Because you can go from the art studio into the theater into the Masters Hall. So they are kind of one project for the campus, but they have their own identities on the exterior. So we are replacing all of the stucco. We are redoing the theater house, the bent geometry that's set a little further back. That's going to be redone in a stucco that we're looking at. This color matches the existing stone on Masters. So we're pulling from that color palette and then replacing the stucco entry at the front with a live metal standing seam zinc material. So that's going to be in this gray tone. And we have a cedar trellis in front of that, which has a kind of growy system on it. We're planting it, intended to be that garden. And then there's a green roof on top of the zinc that you see. So the idea is really the continuation of the garden, the green roof, really just like letting that set lightly inside the campus. So this rendering is taken, sorry, let me go back one. Here we're standing on Masters campus inside of that circular driveway. But if you step back to Clinton Avenue from the street, this is the view. So the project is pretty much shielded by the existing trees and Masters Hall, and we're not bumping out any further than their footprint already was. So we're not coming any closer to Clinton Avenue than Masters Hall already was. So then this is a zoom in of that garden area. We're working with a landscape architect to work with native plants that we're bringing in. And then all of this glazing is safety glazing. That's something that's really important to the school. So this all has an interlayer, working with the landscape so that it is protected. We didn't want this to be a really glassy box that you see from the street. It was meant to be an integrated part of the landscape. So taking a look at the overall site plan, the footprint is highlighted in blue of the theater. So you can see the green roof at the lobby. The portion that's dashed in red is where we are bumping out slightly so that we have that accessible ramp down into the theater. And then the other green roof, the other patch of green, right below where it says South Court, that's the other entry. That's the main entry for the students on campus. When they are coming from the quad, that's kind of north where it says site plan into the theater. So taking a look at the overall plan, the lobby at page south, the theater court, that's where we're standing. That's the entry from Clinton Avenue. So all of that bump out is again for this 1 to 20 slope so that anyone that has accessibility issues can come in the lobby, come down this ramp, continue across, and then come into the cross aisle of the theater, which is now even with the stage. So it's at that 99.4 elevation, and all of that is on one level. Also with the scene shop and the green room. So this entire project, the main goal of this was to have an accessible theater for the school. So this is the interior view. Again, you can see that garden through the windows, bringing in that wood trellis element with this slat wall, and then having this vestibule that is very open to the green space that Masters already has. And then jumping across, this is the existing courtyard as it was in May before we started demo. This is Masters Hall on the right. This is the existing stucco. So we're not keeping this color, not keeping any of these fixtures. All of this will be replaced. And then this is the new entry. So these stained glass windows are currently, well, they're currently taken down, but they were part of the theater in the 1972, and they predated that theater and were part of Cleveland Hall that existed before the theater. So this will be the third iteration of their existence on Masters campus. And when the theater was built in the 70s, they were split up with about 10 feet in between each one. And we are putting them back together as they were originally designed in the project from 1920, Cleveland Hall, and really highlighting them as the focal point of this facade. So this facade is also the standing seam zinc metal. We have a canopy with an underside that is a wood to match that trellis at the front of the theater. And then we also have a green roof here to kind of bring some liveliness into this courtyard. And then repaving this, getting rid of the asphalt and bringing in like a bluestone paver that matches some pavers that we have elsewhere on the campus. We're also planning to keep this stone octagon, the stone that's being taken down here. We're planning to reuse that on another place on campus, so that stone will be reused. Then this is the theater interior. So again, bringing in those wooden elements that we're using at the trellis and the vertical orientation of the slats to kind of incorporate that into the theater, using these like wood battens and really just revamping all of the materials that they have. So all of this is new seating, new handrails, and a new accessible theater that really holds the upper school population. And then this is just the theater interior palette using 2 different colors of materials for the seats, using that light wood, darker materials to kind of bring down the scale of the theater, and then kind of tied that palette into the palette that we're using at the exterior. And that's really the project. So happy to answer any questions that you all have.
Before we do that, just to confirm, there's no site plan component to this?
It got waived already at BOT.
Okay.
DOT waived the site plan and they referred or deferred the AHRB to you just in the same process and procedure that they did with Strayer.
Okay.
Because the bulk of the project is interior, which is of course subject to the building permit process. So they thought in keeping with the responsibility, it's no less protective for them to waive site plan on the minimal amount of exterior stuff and then to allow you to see the schemes and the materials and as the architectural review board.
Understood. Members of the board, you have comments or questions?
I think it's beautiful design. I'm just curious of how the green roof is maintained. Just somebody goes up there with a ladder or a ladder. A ladder.
Not a gas-powered leaf
Gas
blower,
powered.
though.
Yeah. So they're gonna be sedum trays and they're actually pretty low maintenance. They really only require a planting and cleanup about once a year. And then we have integrated irrigation and plumbing. So,
Mm.
you know, you do maintenance once a year and then they kind of just do their thing. This one in the front will be accessed, yeah, by a ladder.
Okay,
Are you volunteering?
I mean, I think, you know,
it looks like fun.
obviously it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I just have a suggestion, which is you can take or not take, which is whether or not it's worth, and I don't know how much of this you see until actually you're in this view, whether it's worth trying to train some of the greenery to cover the remaining, you're still seeing that upper part above the roof, it's still the stucco
Mhm.
of the original thing. Are you gonna do anything with that surface at all in terms of either scoring it and giving it some scale or doing something to it?
We've had that as a day two discussion item that we would love to have the same kind of green growy system that we have on the trellis, both here and at the
Train it up those
courtyard.
walls.
Yeah, so the same thing with this kind of green roof up the back of that, that would definitely be
But
ideal. We've talked about it and if we can get it in the budget, we absolutely want to do that.
otherwise.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's-
I'm curious, the windows, when you restored them, are they now insulated?
So the stained glass is getting replaced into a new wooden frame. And then we are installing that and then we're installing a fixed window right inside of it about 2 inches off so that it is insulated and performs with code.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the restoration of them looks beautiful.
Yeah, I think this is a big improvement as well. Anybody else want to speak to this?
I like it.
Okay, Valerie, we have a resolution?
Yes, we do. Whereas the master school is seeking architectural and historic review approval. The project is located at 49 Clinton Avenue. Now therefore be it resolved, the AHRB of the Village of Dobbs Ferry determines that based upon the findings and reasoning set forth below, the application for architectural and historic review is granted subject to the following, and it refers to the plan set dated May 26, 2026.
I make the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Good luck.
Thank you.
Very good.
Night.
Back to 64 Ashford. Were you able to get a response?
It's funny. They're flipped.
So funny.
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
yeah.
And I
Have a good night.
discovered, when I was talking to Brad outside, I discovered these young ladies work for the same architectural firm that designed the Springsteen Museum at Monmouth College. So I think maybe we should all do a site visit down there just to take a look.
Fully
Good
paid
plan.
for, you mean paid for by masters? Or what? I'm down with it.
We'll see you in the hood.
Bye-bye.
That's where I was late. I was getting all excited out there. They're talking about the museum at Monmouth.
Okay, thank you so much for allowing me. I have the picture. I mentioned here, since this was the DDR before that he did it. And then we just mentioned to the inspector, we're not removing the door, we're not doing anything, but he wanted with the lights under. And the lighting of the sign will be like that without the halo that we are saying now, without the halo. So that's the lighting that the client had it initially. But we were told by the inspector that no lighting underneath, so that's why we are not mentioning like this one. That was the initial idea.
So the lights will be backlit. I mean, the letters will be backlit, the light.
No,
No,
no
there's-
backlit, because I already.
Oh.
There's uplifts.
But they will still be illuminated, like I said, I just wanted to give you the idea of the illuminations. The downlights, was saying no, by the inspector, I just want to make sure that I comply with everything. I don't want to be saying yes and then We're not allowed to.
Uplighting's not allowed by code.
No.
Yeah.
That's what they're showing.
Yeah, they're showing up lighting.
Yeah.
And that's not allowed.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, that we remove it because they are not allowed, but if you wanna see like the sign, how it would light without the halo, as I say, that's the idea that.
Again, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I think there's something strange for me about it. It feels like like, I don't know. I feel of it like a funeral home is somehow more serious somehow than this aesthetic, which seems more like a retail kind of thing. I think I take Laura's point about its overall size, and then I also think it'd have a much better chance of being approved if it was static, flat sign of some kind and had wall mounted, extended sconce type of lights that would
Are those
illuminate.
type of lights allowed? Okay.
Yeah. those
Down,
kind.
downlighting is allowed.
Downlighting is
Downlighting. They could have something above it, right?
Yep.
Projected and
Yep.
shown back.
As long as it's shielded towards
Yeah,
the.
because it's
I think-
smaller than the size that we bring it, it will still not comply with the height. And we have like a limit for the modules to be inside of the letters. So I can suggest the client what you are saying. I just wanna like have the idea of why you're looking, but letting you know, as well as it cannot be a smaller than we try, because we try to squeeze it as much as we can, but the modules inside the letters cannot fit. So, but if you guys are saying the lighting on top, I can suggest that to the client and see what we can move forward with from there.
Why is it not possible for just the whole thing to literally be shrunk 30%, everything? Size of the letters, size of the.
That's what I'm
board.
saying, like, if it's not lit now, that we just want the lights that you're suggesting, we can make it smaller. That it's more allowable, but if it's lighted like where we wanted to present to you, not really, because the modules, they have like a limit size. And if you see the W, the W,
And I feel
those
like
have
the-
like, they are super tiny, and then like, that's the size that we would have to have it.
And I feel like a pretty clear way forward is to make a smaller sign and light it from.
Downlight it.
down-
Okay,
And I
so-
think it probably be fine, right? That kind of.
Well, I think.
Well, I have a question. Do we have other signs in the village that have lit letters like that?
Yeah,
We do.
Look Cinema, a couple of them have the lit letters.
Like backlit letters.
Yeah, yeah.
Not backlit, but the letter
The
itself.
letter
is,
actually is
yeah.
lit, so this wouldn't be, an outlier in that regard. Okay.
No, it's still
But that's
kind of
also
an
in a-
outlier.
in a-
I mean, I don't think there's much.
That area.
It's in a different type of
fact that it
area.
exists
Right next
in
to
a
the
shopping
highway
center,
and, yeah.
shopping center.
But what
As
is it?
Shopping
opposed to
center.
next to the gateway and on a pedestrian.
Exactly.
They're different things. One thing to see something from a highway at a Saugatuck River Parkway. Another thing to see it from Ashford Avenue.
Understand this.
Do we have anything downtown that has
Yeah.
lit letters like that? I mean, I agree with Rob that Look Cinema isn't maybe representative because it's by the Parkway.
I don't think so.
I mean, my question is,
That's why we wanted it to come to you.
is this excessively dissimilar?
And I think, Ashford Avenue is very narrow. I mean, it's,
It's one lane each way, yeah.
yeah, so I mean, to have a sign that's like that, it just doesn't fit into the neighborhood. It doesn't fit into the whole context. of
There's a
what
wooden,
job is.
sign down the street from there
Mhm.
that came to you guys years ago. I don't know if you remember the medical building
Mhm.
on the corner of Beacon Hill and
Mhm.
Ashford. And it's a wooden sign that has sconces looking down.
Mhm.
I think that's what they're more looking to.
Yeah, or Walgreens. right?
On a
Doesn't
bigger
Walgreens
scale,
have a wood
that's
sign
a
with
smaller
lighting?
sign.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think what I would prefer to see would be a non-lit, a sign with no lit letters
Mhm.
and then downlighting, illuminating those letters. And I think that's representative of the neighborhood and avoids the excessively dissimilar issue that we have to take into consideration.
Yeah, so, if we can have like another meeting for next time, and then we
Sure.
would present that
Absolutely.
idea.
We can
I would
continue.
appreciate it.
And assuming that you're on board with that design, then you need to go in front of the zoning board of appeals for the size.
Yes.
The size is not covered.
We'll
Well,
hold
well,
off on
if
that
the-
until after,
If
They
she comes
submit-
back
yeah.
with a smaller sign.
Size, I don't need to.
It might not need zoning.
Okay.
Be your approval.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because it,
That was that.
just to cover, it's on the agenda for the zoning board But you can adjourn that until you have an actual decision on the sign itself.
Right, we might not need the zoning board.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Well, what if they come back with the same dimensions?
Then I'll
just,
put them back on the
Yeah.
agenda the week after this meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
And it could be approved pending zoning board.
okay, but there is another month delay for them.
Yeah.
So do you understand that? So there's the design,
Yeah.
there's the style component, right, which we were just discussing.
Yes.
And then there's the size. And if your client isn't interested in reducing the size of the sign or willing to conform with the code, then they're still gonna have to go in front of the zoning board of
Yes,
appeals.
yes, I definitely understand.
All right, and then we'll see you next month.
All right, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, just submit 2 copies to the building department as soon as you do the new drawings, so we could review and get you back on.
All right, thank you.
There's a story there.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is 443 Broadway, continuation of public hearing for site plan approval for proposed amendment of approved plans for exterior changes. I move that we open the public hearing. Do we have a second?
Second.
Steve, all in favor?
Aye.
Patty?
Yes, I don't know if I even need to get this going. I'm remiss in not understanding that I needed to actually submit something different, even though it was the same, because it wasn't clear at the last meeting that we were going with the 8 units. So the drawings show it as 8 units. We don't have anything in the last submission that shows it more. So we want to go with that, but we understand we have to make a new submission for the next meeting for that to be considered for you and have a resolution. The two,
I understand that you've clarified the height issues, which existed as of the
Yeah.
last meeting, but there's still affordable unit,
Right, well,
or it needs to be clarified on the plans.
right, what, I guess what it is just labeling the 1 unit that's gonna be the affordable. We'll put that on the drawing. Valerie laid it out very clear. We really, there's no way around it. If we,
Well, you're now proposing 8 units. Before, the conversation was 7 units.
we considered reducing it to 7.
Right, so,
But-
That's what was submitted last time, the 7 units.
so I think the,
Drawings showed 8,
right, the drawing showed 8, your cover letter said 7 or 8.
right?
The issue was that if you only did, and you said you were gonna figure it out when you, right, so you can't. But if you have what we raised, because if you have the affordable unit in the basement and there's only 1 unit in the basement, that becomes probably an issue. But if there's 2 units in the basement,
Still doesn't work.
okay,
So your breakdown on that was succinct and direct and clear. Where we get tripped up is the 80%. Because the 2 units in the basement, neither one of them is 80% of the average.
okay.
So there's
it
no
didn't work.
chance to make either of those be the affordable. So we were figuring we're going with 8 and the front, first floor would be the affordable unit, which meets all of the requirements and has no issues.
Okay, so you can get plans showing that consistently
What we
to
already
the,
show, so.
to the building department before the next, before
With the
cutoff.
affordable on it where it's gonna be and everything.
Right. Do you need the complete set of drawings that we've been submitting, or do you just need basically the
No, but I think that,
plans showing, of the floor plans showing that?
With new plans, showing it,
It's the same plan we have,
right,
so we just submit that with it designated as the affordable housing.
yes.
and I think there was, and Anthony had in our notes that like, there was some issues with the windows or something.
Yeah, Rob had mentioned the shadow line.
The shadow line and also the color of the frames, the black.
Yeah, we're,
note that you were gonna come back with architectural. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. We actually had something that we were gonna do it because we have nice detail on that. I'll just submit that. No reason to waste time going through it now.
And the color,
Yeah,
not going with the black.
yeah, I think we had moved from that anyway.
Okay, well, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't
We
know.
don't know that.
That should be all.
Well, my mistake is showing you the full set because what I showed at the last meeting showed the old ones and the new ones. It may have been unclear. We had black original. We changed from that. So what we'll do is just give you a very short set that shows exactly what we're proposing to do in plan and elevations.
That'd be perfect.
Perfect.
And you straightened out the height
Yeah,
question.
Yes.
that's.
The
fine.
height,
Yes.
yes, it was a laborious process, but we managed to find a way to squeeze it in.
Yeah.
We just changed the zone we were in and then it was fine.
I love it.
All right,
I
Patty,
love
and could I recommend all the plans have the same revision date on them?
We can do that as, a revision date as submitted for this thing. Normally, what we're doing is we put revision dates on when we make revisions. So if we don't make revisions to a sheet, we don't necessarily add a revision date to it.
Planning board's the middle set.
Right, well, we have that on our front cover, which shows all and it said dated as submitted for this on there. So that gives Valerie what she needs to say as indicated on that.
But you're gonna revise it by identifying the affordable unit, correct?
Yeah, that will have not a lot of effects on a lot of.
That's a
sheets.
revision.
Right, of course. We put.
So
revision
that
dates.
sheet will have a revision date.
Correct.
Got
And we can put something on that makes it clear that this is the set that has all been submitted for this purpose. It's not a revision date, it's a
So we,
date.
See, Lori Lee's crying.
What?
Because of what you're putting us through.
Don't make me.
Thank
cry.
you,
We all want to see this project move forward.
Yes,
But,
yeah,
we
you
do.
know,
We
so
like it.
please make it easy for us.
Will do.
Okay, thank you. I move that we continue this,
Second.
hearing, the public hearing to the next meeting. What is the next meeting? It's, July 9th, is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, that's
The
what we
July
moved
9th
it.
meeting. Right, you have a second, all in favor?
Aye,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
All right, the next item on the agenda is 86 Belvin Avenue, public hearing for site plan approval for proposed exterior renovations, including swimming pool, retaining walls, and pool terrace. I move that we open the public hearing. Do we have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have somebody online to, ooh.
Should be.
We didn't ask if anybody had anything to say about 443 Broadway.
No, I'm not sure what you even speak about.
Is it right?
Yeah,
There-
I'm confused. All right, so there's nobody here for that. Should we just continue
No,
it?
he's usually online. He's not online?
Robert Sherwood?
Sherwood.
Yeah.
They came in last time.
Did they?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was here last.
But they
Oh,
didn't submit.
okay, I'm
There was
getting him
nothing
confused.
submitted,
Yeah.
and they didn't respond to my memo.
Right, so there was
they
nothing submitted new, and there was nothing for the Anthony's memos.
Okay.
Although I did provide the board resolutions, you know, in case that they did submit, you know, or did show up, but, and if Anthony was okay with, you know, what they were proposing, but at this point in time, I think we'll just adjourn it.
Okay, so we're going to continue this to the next meeting? Okay, I move that we continue
Yes.
this presentation to the application to the next meeting.
Sure.
Do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next item is 19 Livingston, which is adjourned until the July 9th meeting. And last,
Do we have another adjournment on that one? Or is that the third and final?
Or
19 Livingston?
that is the third. If they go, when they go back on the agenda, they'll have to renotice. They'll be taken off the agenda next time.
okay.
Yes.
They would have to renotice.
So is that
now,
okay?
Or between now and the
Adjourn?
next meeting.
If they want to get back
They
on
want
the
to be on
agenda.
the agenda.
Yeah.
Correct. Unfortunately. And also, escrow's depleted and there's a outstanding bill. So we're doing what we can with Jeff's office and the building department to get replenishment because there's outstanding invoices.
Okay, the last item on the agenda is 104 Northfield Avenue, continuation of pre-submission conference for site plan approval for proposed exterior renovations, including legalization of existing retaining walls and patio replacements. Is there anyone to speak to this application? Yes? Okay.
Crickets.
We can't hear you.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
There you
There you
are.
go.
Yes, sorry. I I provide last time the plan in last meeting with all the question previous meeting and all the elevation. And I provide this existing court and the proposed court I show in both plan. And I don't know if you have any questions, something I'm missing.
All right, well, let's, does the building department have any concerns or
He
issues?
answered all our questions and Anthony's memo. I think-
Okay, Anthony, you're,
Anthony, they answered you.
Yeah, I don't think we actually had a memo on this. We had some comments in the meeting, but, yeah, I didn't have any real issues with this. The wall is less than 4 feet high. It's a very minor increase to impervious area, which will be dealt with really with the gravel behind the wall. It'll just need sediment erosion control. If it does, I don't know, the wall's actually really built already, so, the only minor comment I have on the plan, which maybe they can adjust for, you know, permits are issued, it appeared like the contour lines on the adjoining property moved in the proposed condition, and those should be in the same place, so maybe just look at that and adjust that. You should only be adjusting contours on your property. So just take a look at that. I think it was probably just the way it was drawn, but that was all the comments I had.
Good catch.
so Carlos, is that clear?
Yes, that, no, I cannot hear well him. I didn't hear at all him. I don't know, I
Okay.
think he has some problem with the microphone over there or something.
Maybe because I wasn't on the mic. Do you hear me now?
Yes, now it's better, thank you.
Yeah, the only comment I have is, look at the proposed contours, and the proposed, layout that are on the adjoining property.
Yes,
They seem to change on the adjoining property, particularly on the right side, and those should remain constant and just tie in on your property with grading. I'm sure that's what is actually happening in the field now because the wall exists, but just maybe just correct that on the final set.
okay.
Okay?
So
Okay,
Carlos,
thank
you
you.
can make that change and provide that to the building department as part of
Sure,
getting your
sure,
permit
sure.
issued?
Sure, sir.
Oh, anybody on the board have any questions or comments?
No, I think it's.
Okay, so, Dan, you're recommending that we waive site plan?
Yes, it's so minimal.
Sorry, John?
No, I was asking if they would anybody apply.
Oh, okay. So I move that we waive site plan. Do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and Valerie, you have a resolution?
Yes, whereas the applicant is seeking architectural and historic review approval to legalize an existing retaining wall, replace an existing stone patio. Whereas the project is located at 104 Northfield Avenue. Now therefore be resolved, the AHRB of the Village of Dobbs Ferry grants the application subject to the following conditions, and it refers to the site plan sheet updated May 5th, 2026.
I make the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Good luck, Carlos.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Is there anything else anyone would like to bring up before we adjourn? Okay, I move that we adjourn the meeting. Do we have a second?